Okay, so today I'm trying a new recipe, something I've never made before. And it's pasta ricotta. Ricotta. I guess it's a fairly simple Italian meal. Use normal shells, which is what they prefer to use because the shell will actually pick up the ricotta and scoop it up once you stir this up. Some ricotta cheese, and then Parmesan to grate into it to taste afterwards. So what they say is to salt your water very well. We're not going to be adding anything afterwards to this, although I did alter what I'm going to do a little bit. I scrambled up some nice beef hamburg, and I'm going to add that to it because I'm not making anything else with it. So we're going to let this go. The shells need to cook probably about 7 minutes. They want them a little bit firm, a little bit al dente. The ricotta gets spread out into a pan. Once this gets going, we're going to take a scoop. They say about half a cup of this starchy water. So I'm going to let this go a little bit, get some of the starch off the noodles. Little cooking tip: if you leave a wooden spoon over your boiling pot of water, it'll never boil over. It'll get to that point and this hits it and it separates it. So we got about 5 minutes to go. Scoop some of this out. A couple minutes in, add it to the ricotta and get that heated up. Okay, the noodles are cooked. I'm going to take these off, drain these. I'm going to put the big skillet, the ground hamburger, back on the heat. I piled it up once I got done cooking it to retain the heat a little bit. This is all done. This is ready to get turned off. Let's drain those. Pour the shells right in. This is all off. Here we go. I don't know. I've never had this. I'm not Italian. Everybody that's Italian says this is their comfort food. It was easy to make. Took without doing the hamburger, this would take 15 minutes tops to make. With the hamburger, obviously, you got to cook that and render that down, and that's going to take a little bit of time, but it wasn't bad. Smells really good. I added a little bit of garlic in this because I just can't. I'm one of those guys that I have to tweak everything, I guess. Rid of that. Use the battle axe, the one Mom used to get when you were being bad, the old wooden spoon. I guess you were lucky if you got that, but we got the sewing machine belt. All right, this is mixed in. Keep turning it. I see what they mean about the shells are good for this. because the shells really pick up. They're like little stuffed shells. They pick up that ricotta. The only thing we have left to do, grate up some cheese. And they just say grate the cheese to taste, so who knows? We'll see. I know one thing, it smells really good. I'm going to turn this down to a number 2 setting on an electric stove, because that's all I have, kids. It's an electric stove. That's what I'm used to cooking on. Maybe eventually I'll get a gas stove, but I've never seen an electric stove blow a house up either, so. It's not very much cheese, only that amount off the top. It looks good. We'll let it cook down a little bit and see how it tastes. Let this heat turn down a little bit. Still a little bit warm. That's it. So this ended up being a pretty simple recipe. Really, if you're doing it just straight up without the hamburger, it's going to take about 15 minutes to make. I can see why kids like it. It smells really good. I spiced it up a little bit because that's what I do. I can't just leave recipes. I always have to tweak a little bit. So give it a shot. It's really good. Personally, I like it with the burger in it. Not traditional, but I'm Irish. So, you can't blame me for that. Give the recipe a shot. Pammy G, thanks for the heads up on the recipe. I'll post a link to it. If you like my videos, you gotta learn how to cook. Nobody's gonna cook for you for the rest of your life, unless you marry up. It's easy. Give it a try. You'll be surprised. From YankeeFolk, hit like, hit subscribe, so I can keep making these videos. We'll keep cooking up here in New Hampshire. There you go.